Well, it's not like holiday dilemmas don't happen in a normal year, but in the middle of a pandemic, it's just that much more the case. So we need Diane Gottsman's help more than ever. Fortunately, she's kind enough to join us once again this morning to play a little holiday cheer or holiday rude. Morning, Diane.
Good morning, Dave.
I just can't help but thinking if we were sitting on the couch in the studio like in normal years, we might have holiday cheer and holiday rude signs to hold up to play the old game show style that you like so much. But we'll just work through them this way in a 2020 fashion because you got a lot of great questions to get through. So I'll start this one off here. I love sharing my special home-baked cookies with my friends and family, but find it uncomfortable when someone asks me for my recipe. If I share it with them, it loses the appeal because now they can make it themselves and share my recipe with others. Is it rude for them to ask, or is it rude of me to withhold the recipe? What's the answer there?
Oh gosh, you know, I think we all can feel that a little bit. I have a favorite recipe of my own I don't like to share because it's exciting to give it. So I don't think it's rude to ask. It's a compliment that they're asking you for your recipe. So I think you can do one of two things. You can say, I am so excited that you love this recipe. It's kind of my special treat and I'm keeping it close to my chest, but I can give you one similar. Or you can give it to them because chances are they're not going to make it. Even if they ask, they probably have so many recipes, they may not make it, but it's holiday rude to change the recipe up. So either give them the real recipe or be honest, but never give them the recipe and leave an ingredient out. Not that we would do that anyways, but...
Yeah,
it's been known to happen.
That'd be almost like a prank. Like, man, it just doesn't taste quite right. I can't figure it out. All right, how about this one? More with the treats and the baked goods here. I love dropping off baked items to my friends, but this season is different with the pandemic, of course. Is it more appropriate to deliver a purchased item or food product rather than home-baked gift from the heart? It is a tough question. You want to make sure you keep everybody safe.
That's right. That's right. And I think it's a really thoughtful gesture either way. But if you don't know the person very well, or if you have to go out of your way to deliver it, why not just send something from a local bakery or a local store and have it delivered to them? That way they feel like it's packaged and well protected. Of course, if you know them well and they are requesting your special fudge, certainly feel free to make it and deliver it. So I think it's kind of a balancing act. It's holiday cheerful to deliver something, and just know that if you do receive something, it's a home-baked good and you really didn't want it, it's a gift from the heart, so you still say thank you so much.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, here's next level on it, because it's one thing to show up and drop a gift on the door and say, hey, we brought something. But this question is, I've been recovering from shoulder surgery. I've had several friends stop by without asking for a visit. They've all come bearing gifts. I'm uneasy inviting them into my house, so we've been sitting outside. Is it rude to stop by someone's house unannounced? What say you there?
So I'm going to say that's holiday rude and not intentional, because they have good intentions. They're coming bearing gifts, but it's always best to call ahead and ask if you can come by, if there's a good time to come by. We are in the middle of a pandemic. So again, social distancing, we have to be very, very cautious, but they've been sitting outside. This person probably doesn't feel like doing it. They're recovering. So unintentionally, it's rude, but I think the thought was there.
Thought's good. I would agree, Diane. I'd always prefer a call when someone's about to drop by, pandemic or not, holidays or not. This is kind of me. Traditionally, I celebrate Christmas Eve with a couple close family members. This year, no one has mentioned any type of get-together. I'm not sure if that was an accidental oversight or if they aren't planning anything. It feels weird asking them about it. Is it rude to bring it up? I want to start feeling this. It's not rude to bring it up, right? If these close family, you got to ask the question.
So if it's your mom and she hasn't invited you, probably you should bring it up. So I think that it might put that host on guard. Let's say it's a cousin, and they usually have 50 people over at their home, and they haven't contacted you this year. And this is the last week right now. Probably you're not invited. I'm just going to tell you. If you think it's really an oversight, or if you think that they're just expecting you to show up, you might just call and say, listen, I know things are a little different this year. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. So it wouldn't be be rude to ask for some clarification, but just do it in the right tone of voice. If they say, no, we're staying very small this year, which we should, then certainly understand and say, I look forward to seeing you after we get the vaccine.
Yeah, my mind was that the get-together isn't happening. It didn't occur to me that it's happening, and you didn't make the cut, but you're right. There's some finesse in that for sure. Okay, another question. My gift giving has been reduced significantly this year because of changes in my professional life. Would it be rude to acknowledge the reason for the lesser dollar amount or say nothing at all?
So I think it's not rude to acknowledge it if you're saying something like, I'm sorry about, let's say it's the salon, the hairstylist that you give every year. It's a consistent, you've done this for 20 years, and it's a certain number. And you might say, it's a little bit different this year because I'm not working. That's fine, but it's not necessary. If you want to offer the information, fine, but not necessary. Everyone understands a gift is given from the heart. So when someone gives you a gift, certainly you're not going to look at it and say, wait, this isn't what it normally is. So I think that it's not rude, it's not necessary, but do what's most comfortable for you based on that relationship you have with them.
Yeah, obviously you shouldn't be kind of price counting the gifts anyway in a normal year, because we know even without a pandemic, there's job loss, there's financial problems in any given household in any given year. So again, like you said, just appreciate the gift and the spirit that it's given. Okay, and then finally, everyone is Zooming this holiday. I'm not feeling it. We get on these family Zoom calls, they drag on for days. Is it rude to skip them entirely the next time I'm invited, which will be Christmas Eve, or can I just jump off after 20 or 30 minutes? A lot of people have that Zoom fatigue right now, even with the holiday Zoom gatherings coming up.
It's interesting because every single one of these questions we can use holidays and after the holidays. So we're all a little bit tired of Zoom when we don't have to do it, but it's Christmas Eve. This is going to be a special night that probably those people are going to want to see you, but you do not have to stay on and let it drag on and on and on. You can say, listen, I'm going to pop in, I'm going to stay for 15 minutes, but I'm jumping on a call next. Okay, that's a little Santa white fib, but if you don't want to stay there for that hour or longer, certainly you need to protect your time and your boundaries as well. But I say for Christmas Eve, don't skip the Zoom call because they're looking forward to seeing your cheery face.
Yeah, that's good advice. Okay, and then finally, one more Zoom call question. Is it rude to invite someone to open presents with the family over Zoom call? I think it'll be confusing as well as uncomfortable. My sister's child will only have one present under the tree from us. Would it be rude to say something to my sister or stay quiet and keep the peace? Interesting one there.
Well, I think that in this case, because it's your sister and this is her child, whether it's an adult child, probably an adult child. I'm guessing this is a college kid. I'm not even sure. But, I think that to tell your sister that that child is not invited to be part of this present gathering might hurt her feelings and might hurt his or her feelings, the one on Zoom. So it's confusing. She can be responsible for that computer, positioning it so that person, her son can see everyone. And just know that this is kind of unusual circumstances, but we're living in unusual circumstances. So she said keep the peace, she already knows there might be some problems. So I say keep the peace and just let them come and be a part of it.
Very good advice. And that last nugget you dropped there applies to all of it. These are unusual circumstances. So if something doesn't go quite right, or maybe someone doesn't act quite the way you wanted them to, maybe just assume it was a 2020 pandemic misunderstanding and extend a little grace into the new year. Might be a good way to do it.
That's right. That's good advice, Dave.
Right. Well, you've deputized me, Diane. I've learned at the feet of the master all these years. But still, no substitute like advice from the real thing. Etiquette expert Diane Gottsman. Diane, thank you so much for your time. Merry Christmas. We'll talk with you soon.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.